We are working on a 2002 135 Ram. They call it DI, but it's really a updated Ficht. This is probably the most talked about motor negatively on the internet. They're not that bad. What happens is people give a negative connotation to a motor and then they just stop taking care of it. And then they fail even more than they would. So this is a 2002, it's still running, it has 600 hours on it. One prone to fail component, and this doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad motor, because all motors have prone to fail components, is a printed circuit board, which is this here. And what it does is it controls all the voltage to this motor, ECU, power trim, everything. So if you lose power to everything, good chance it's this. Printed circuit boards, they go bad a lot. Unfortunately, they're fairly expensive. I checked, it's over $700 brand new. I think there's an aftermarket company making them for inexpensive. You can find used ones. We put a used one on here. Now it has power. It has power. It goes up and down. So we have a minimum of 1 hour labor charge. So we took this opportunity to give them a scan, check a few other common problems on this motor. This took about maybe 20 minutes to install. Again, it goes right here. That's the good one. Came in, trim wouldn't work, wouldn't crank over. We couldn't scan it, so we could scan the motor with the laptop at the same time since we had some extra time. It has 600 hours on it. It does have a warning that somebody changed these injectors and didn't initialize it. It's not great, it's not the end of the world. Another thing that people neglect, and it's so easy not to neglect, this is a water-cooled ECU. This is the worst part of this motor. This ECU goes, you really shouldn't replace it with a used one. You have to send it, have it rebuilt. Some of the rebuild companies won't get it back to you for all summer. That's bad. So the way you check it, if you have one of these, you don't have to be a qualified technician, don't have to be anything. Take this hose off, take this hose off, goes right through. Water passages through it, clears it out. So, looks like this one's already been sent out because I put a name on here. So you take a drill and a 3/16 drill bit, very gently, and you just clear it out. It has to be reamed out. See the stuff that came out? So not only does it ream out any clogs, but it opens up the metal a little bit, so it'll cool much better. You know, start overheating this ECU, it's not going to last long. So that's really easy. Additionally, the water goes through this fuel cooler too. Could clean that out too. We'll probably recommend that to the customer in the off season. So the good news is, very inexpensive motor to find used. It has a few problems. So if you want to run one of these, even if it does fail, there's parts out there. There's other motors out there that people just give up. There's a lot of technicians won't want to work on them now. That's the good news. A lot of bad news with them, but if you want to live with it, this customer got a great deal on this boat. You know, he's not going to spend over $20,000 to replace the motor. So just live with it and do your research. There's plenty of people on the internet giving really good advice. Most of it's good advice, some of it's bad, but. All right, we've completed all our tasks. We've always run them before they leave here. So we're gonna fire it up. It's on earmuffs. Things you should know about earmuffs. This one's leaking, we're just gonna fire it up. Shouldn't run them more than 3 minutes on the earmuffs. Doesn't supply enough water, especially this one. And that's it, we just gotta fire it up. We know what was wrong, so it should be fine.